All right, guys, I'm back here on a new job location, just starting it today. It's about 5:30 in the morning. This is what we're looking at. The edge of this concrete has cracked right off. The corner is dropped. The rebar is rusted, and as it rusted, it grew and it knocked the side right off. So I put a red chalk line here. I'm gonna cut on that line, remove the whole front face of this, and we might have to put new brackets on here once we start breaking the concrete out. We'll see what it looks like, but let's get down to it, see how this goes. See how the water comes on? So my cutoff saw is a Milwaukee 14-inch battery powered. Also have a battery powered water supply, which comes in handy. You don't have to look for a water hose or stretch a long one out, because it's always right there. It's cutting really nice, and it always does, because this is a powerful cutoff saw. I've used quite a numerous few of cutoff saws, and this is the most powerful. Yeah, it runs out of batteries sometimes, but you're still cutting faster. So now I'm building a little brace to temporarily support this overhead. So I didn't measure these angles, I was just kind of leaning them up there and kind of eyeballing it. And I got lucky on the cut. You just don't want to undercut them, is the main thing. It's better to cut twice, in other words. So this is my breakout procedure on any step or thickened edge. I start from the outside, work my way in. Once you break that thickened edge off, the center most likely going to be thinner, and then it breaks away real easy. So the real question is why did this concrete break the way it did? Why did it settle? Why did it crack? There's not a lot of weight on these posts, so it's not from the weight that pushed it down that wouldn't cause the concrete to crack. So after we remove this concrete, we're going to find out and try to figure out what caused it. You may have some ideas too. So what caused this whole situation to happen? And it's important that we fix this because it does need support, this overhead. So as that concrete settles, these posts are just dangling there in the wind. So that's why it's being repaired. But we don't want it to do it again. So we have to kind of decide what caused it and try to fix it so it doesn't do it again. As we got down some of this concrete out, we noticed it was just sand, loose fill sand. And that's okay. Fill sand's a good fill, but in order to contain and hold that sand in place, you need the thickened edge to go all the way down to native. Otherwise, that sand's going to wash out. So what I think happened here is that the thickened edge was setting on the sand, about 4 inches of sand, plus the infill of sand. So the edge washed out. Then it was just dangling there, that heavy thickened edge, and then the weight of the post, which isn't a lot, but that's all it took, was dangling heavy load on the front edge, cracked it. Once it cracked, the rebar rusted, so that even caused more problems. So what I did was I removed all the fill sand, went down all the way down to native, a good hard ground that was undisturbed, and we're going to put it in that way. I think that's going to stop it from settling. The way I'm going to tie it back into the other concrete, I'm going to drill some oversized holes. I'm going to do 1/2 inch rebar, so I'll drill 5/8 holes, and then I'll blow them and clean them out, and then I'll epoxy it in. You could vacuum these holes out, or you could bring an air compressor. What I did is I have a brush, a little brush that fits in the hole, and then I also rigged up this. It's just a funnel, oil funnel, to go in the hole and blow the dust out. A lot easier than carrying around an air compressor. Now check out that saw. That's a really nice tool. It's pretty new for Milwaukee, and it cold cuts. The blade looks like a wood blade, but it's knocking chunks out of the steel, but so it's cold to the touch. There's no sparks, and it cuts it like butter. Blades are a little expensive though. That's because I think it's pretty new, so there's no knockoffs at this point, but I think there will be soon. So all the epoxy's in place, the dowels are in, and they're in a good 4 inches. This is the epoxy that I'm using, and this is the typical epoxy that you would see on most plans. Will call out for that Simpson XP. Any attachment where you're attaching concrete to existing, it's going to most likely call for the Simpson XP. Here's the mixing procedure. Eric's on the mixer. He actually loves doing that. That's his favorite part of the job, is mixing concrete. Now these posts are just dangling. I did put a few nails at the top to make sure they didn't drop. I've got the anchors already screwed onto the post. Now here's the bottom. I'm just kind of sticking some broken concrete there on the edge to retain some of that blowout. Now this post, as I plumbed it, it wasn't staying plumb. There was a little pressure up at top trying to hold it a little off. So I tie wired it back right here to hold it in place while the concrete dries. Now that next post hung real nice. It hung plumb and it didn't want to move, so I didn't have to tie that one off. So we're gonna go right along the edge to start with the fill up. I'm gonna fill the footing up first. Once we get that, then we'll start topping off. Fortunately, we had a couple rebar sticking out of the existing because I didn't cut all the way through. So I was able to save those for a couple extra dowels off of that thickened edge. And it wasn't rusted there. If it was rusted, I would have removed it. So all the rusted steel that I could find has been removed. That is a problem with steel in general and concrete. It does have a tendency to rust when exposed to water. And when steel rusts, it grows, and there's a lot of pressure as it grows, and it actually will fracture concrete. This was about a yard of concrete. And the way I did that, I just got one pallet, Quickcrete, the 60 pounders. You can get the 80s, but they're just heavier. So I usually get the 60s. 60s are gonna cost you a little bit more money. So I think it's because of there's gonna be more bags. So if you get the 80s, you're gonna save a little money, and they're gonna be just a little heavier. So I get the 60s typically. And this mud is some good concrete. I've used it quite a few times, and you know, as far as cracking goes, I've never really got any cracking on this stuff. It's a really clean mix. The sand, the rock is very clean. There's no dirt in it. So that's what makes the difference. If all your materials in your mix is clean, you're gonna get stronger concrete. On this saw cut, I'm just gonna burn it in. I'm not gonna run a hand edge along there. I wanna trowel it in very smooth and kind of make this joint go away. Now I'm not going to remove that form. Typically I would remove the front form and then face it and smooth it. But because the rest of the front face of this porch was never faced, and it's got little tiny air bubbles and rock pockets, I'm going with the same look on this one. And when I strip it, we'll take a look at it and see if it matches the existing. Couldn't get an edger in right here, so I had to kind of freehand a little 45 right here. This is, I think, a couple days later. I came back to get these forms out. And I'm gonna also pressure wash the patio, kind of clean it up, make it look like I was never there. All those are tap cons I used, so they come out really easy, and they leave a very small hole. And there's no joint down the face of this either, because there's no joints on the rest of the joints across this porch, so we just matched it up. That way it looks like it was never messed with. As it cures out, I think it'll be pretty much invisible. Like, you won't be able to see that it was replaced ever. Here's a little electric pressure washer I got, and I plugged that into my battery generator. So look at that. The transition's very smooth. And the face really matches the existing. And And I was worried the whole time that we are going to disturb that brick behind it, because that brick behind it is sitting on top of the concrete. I thought, oh man, maybe we're going to lose some of those bricks with the vibration, but luckily we didn't, and it was a complete success. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Odell, complete concrete. Odell, complete concrete.